Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Whimsicott. Now Whimsicott is a very fast Pokemon, has access to things like Prankster, which can be really beneficial to you. I've got 3 generic sets for you today just because Whimsicott typically doesn't lend itself very well to Dynamaxing in singles. I think in doubles it is a little bit of a different scenario because you do have access to max airstream to raise up your speed of your Pokemon, so it can be slightly different there, but for singles, there's not really a very good set to have for Dynamax unless you're planning on just raising up your speed without raising up either of your attacks and then possibly having a weakness policy. But that's the option I can think of. Now, the first set we have is a Choice Spec set. We have Infiltrator, which means you can go behind subs, which can just be really beneficial, especially considering when someone's setting up a sub, they're probably planning to do some other maneuver afterwards, so trying to set up, and if you can go behind that sub without having to worry about breaking it, that can be really beneficial. We've got Giga Drain on here, which is a powerful grass type attack, can heal yourself up, allowing you to maintain your health at an appropriate level. Moonblast, a really powerful fairy type attack, and obviously boosted by stab as well, can hit a variety of different Pokemon. Hurricane, which is a pretty powerful fly, is a really powerful fly type move, has the opportunity to confuse as well. Better in the rain, so if you run a rain team with this, is definitely an option for you to go for, but it can still be ran without that. If you want to Dynamax, for example, so you have the max airstream, so you can raise up your speed, that is always an option as well, but I'm just going through some generic ideas that I have. Last move is Switcheroo. Now, if you can put a Choice Specs on a defensive Pokemon or a physical Pokemon, you are going to hugely cripple them, which means a lot, essentially. It means that you cripple one of the Pokemon, you're not going to have as much to worry about. But at the same time, you could end up with an item that's not beneficial for you. So do be careful when using Switcheroo. Eevee's gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed and less attack for Eevee's special defense. You can always run a modest, so more special attack if you want to. It is up to you how you decide to go for that. It can vary a little bit in how you do things. The second set we have is much more of a support set. So, on here we have Toxic, which I believe is a transfer-only move for Whimsicott, so you would have to transfer from a previous generation. You would have to double-check that. I'm not 100% sure with grass types, because a lot of them do learn Toxic naturally, but I don't think Whimsicott does. So it would be a transfer Pokemon. You've got Leech Seed, which I find Leech Seed to be a really good move. I know some people disagree with me with that, but I think it is such a hugely beneficial move because it can allow you to either get some health back or it can force a switch. Now, more times than not, it will force a switch on the Pokemon because they don't want their health to dwindle down. So I find Leech Seed to be a really good utility move, and they will then get a different Pokemon in, and you can also switch as well. So 9 times out of 10, that's really beneficial for you. Again, got Giga Drain because, you know, healing yourself up, the important thing is to make sure that you're being healthy in this set. And then Memento. So Memento causes you to faint, but it does harshly lower the attack and special attack of an opposing Pokemon. Now, if you've got something that has set up a weakness policy, for example, you could use this, allow yourself to faint, and then bring in another Pokemon where it's a lot less of a concern. But that is just one option that you can go for. I've put Leftovers on here to allow yourself to heal up. You could also run Rocky Helmet if you wanted to, because we are running this set as a defensive, but that is entirely up to you. As I say, there's always a little bit of variance in sets and how you can run them. Eevees, you've got max HP and max defense with a bold nature, so more defense and less attack. You could even run max special defense. I know I've got a couple of special defensive Whimsicotts in my box just in case I ever want to run one, but yeah, that's an option for you as well. And the last Whimsicott we have is another support one, but this one has Tailwind on it. Now, Tailwind is obviously really beneficial, especially if you have quite slow Pokemon, so like Kinkelda. Having that doubling in its speed can actually cause a lot of benefit for it. And also having things like Giga Drain to keep yourself healthy because you are going to be swapping in and out. Toxic to start racking up toxic damage. If you haven't got Toxic, I would recommend again go for Leech Seed because, as I said, it is really beneficial 9 times out of 10, and it can cause a lot of issues for your opposing team. And then you've got Defog as well, just to get rid of things like Spike, Stealth Rock, which can just be a huge pain in the bum, and Whimsicott isn't as affected by it because it's not super effective, whereas a lot of flying types get access to defog, and they're obviously not as good because they'll get hit by Stealth Rock Shell. EVs, again, gone for the max defense and max HP. You could always go max special defense if you want to. It is entirely up to you how you decide to go for that. That is all for Whimsicott. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.